Hey, fancy meeting you here. So, we're finally here. This is the series of episodes where I lost the footage, and I'm going to condense it all down into just one. God, I hope my recording software didn't pick up that alert that someone decided to play Overwatch. Anyway, doing it live. Just fucking doing it live. Anyway, plowing through. We're going to combine all those into a little highlights reel of whatever I was able to salvage with Patrick's help from the lost footage. Don't have any audio, so we're going to enjoy the nice Dark Souls 3 soundtrack while we go through this. It's going to be at double speed because Benny Hill. And yeah, I'll just talk about the things we find, where the items are, the boss we fight, so on and so forth. And somewhere in there, there'll be a pop quiz. And during that pop quiz, if you comment below with the right answer, you might win a copy of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Edition, to make up for this whole travesty of an episode. Also, say hello to my new computer, because that whole disaster happened, and now we have almost entirely new parts. The only things that stayed the same were the video card and the case. Everything else is either new or salvaged from a different computer, in the case of the power supply. My broken motherboard, destroyed in that power surge we talked about after our flood and the subsequent restoration team came in. Whatever was wrong with it, it was just frying power supplies, so 2 power supplies had to die before we figured that out. Anyway, let's not make ourselves too sad talking about that. Let's just jump right into this, starting in good old Farron Keep where we left off. So here we are, moving quite quick. We're just gonna make our way down this hallway. It's where we left off last time, killing all the enemies. So we can harvest whatever items are down there. Spoilers, there's only one item. It's a spell. But more importantly, we're here to fight the massive crystal lizard. Which, if I remember correctly, are just normal crystal lizards that have maybe been eating people's souls, if I recall? I don't remember for sure. Comment below if you remember. That's not the quiz. Ha ha ha. Don't get fooled. Don't worry, the quiz will be coming soon. I do love these crystal lizards. They have a pretty fun moveset for their attacks. And you gotta get those scales, because that's the only way to upgrade certain items. Anyway, through that door we opened before is where the Silver Knight was, and links back up to the area with the giant crabs. So if you're ever wondering how to get through that door, now you know. These guys, meanwhile, are jerks, so we murder them. But one fun fact about them is, while you're here, if you pop outside, pop back inside, you trigger their appearance, and they'll just wander through these woods, killing everybody. So if you want an easier time, just kick back, soak up those free souls, and let them fight. Interestingly enough, it's not a scripted fight as far as who wins and who loses. The only part that's scripted is that they arrive. I've seen both sides win or lose depending on how they decide to fight. So that's fun. Because I killed one of the 2 of them, I'm pretty sure they're not Corvians, those are the bird people. I don't remember what these guys are called, but the Goatmen, they won today. But yeah, you want to make sure to go through these woods. There are a bunch of items lying around, nothing too exciting, but still, you want to get everything right. And don't forget, if you're on New Game Plus or New Game Plus Plus, there are new rings in different locations. So even if you have everything memorized because you've gone through the game 100 times, if you haven't gone into New Game Plus or Plus Plus, you gotta still look around, find those new rings. Take it from someone who's spent all this time 100%ing the game. So yeah, let's continue mopping up all these items. Real exciting. Real exciting. One thing we should talk about is if you Ember and summon Black Hand here, you get an emote. By my sword. There you go. There are other people you could summon depending on how you've been going through the game. I believe Londor Paleshade might be summonable here if you're doing the area quest line. I could be mistaken, that might be a different boss fight. But here we are, the Abyss Watchers. The Abyss Watchers are interesting in that they all share the same blood, and they've kind of taken on the role of Artorias. They are fighting back the Abyss, and in classic Dark Souls fashion, they are corrupted by the Abyss, which is why they're constantly fighting each other. It's good times. But since we're talking about throwbacks to Dark Souls 1, let's have that pop quiz happen. So, these guys are in the swamp, and as you saw when we were lighting the pyres in the other episode, each pyre represented a different Lord Soul. Which Lord Soul was missing? Because remember, there are only 3, but there should be 4. Which one was missing? That is your pop quiz. Let's have another question. I guess that wasn't the pop quiz. That was question 1 of the pop quiz. You can tell I'm really just improvising as we go along here. Question 2. In Dark Souls 2, if you want to make the Moonlight Greatsword, how do you do that? I've actually given away this answer in a different episode. So those are your 2 questions. Which Lord Soul was missing from the pyres outside of this area? And question 2, how do you get the Moonlight Greatsword in Dark Souls 2? Whoever has both answers in the comments below has a chance to win Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Edition. Anyway, the fight's been raging on as we had this pop quiz. Abyss Watchers is a really fun fight. I think the music for it is great. That's pretty much it. We're in Phase 2 here. It's almost over. I do enjoy that after you fight them all individually, they fall down and all of their blood and souls form into one new enemy. And now that we've beaten them, we can open up the catacombs. A lot of fun stuff down in the catacombs, but first let's pop into the Firelake Shrine and meet Cirrus of the Sunless Realms. We'll be doing her questline in some future episodes. I say that with great conviction because I've already recorded those episodes. Hoo hoo hoo. Anyway, she fights for the Dark Moonblades. People will be, well, I guess not people, we'll be meeting the person in charge of those people in the not too distant future. And it comes with all fun kinds of lore implications too, so we're really going to be chatting about that a little bit. And here's Morn here to check up on his blind lady, whose name I'm forgetting. She wants to be a firekeeper, you know her, we met her in a different episode. But for now, we're in the catacombs, filled with really annoying skeleton people, some of which are invisible from far away. I was actually invaded here by, not this recording, sadly, I wish it would have happened for the recording, but in a different playthrough I was invaded by someone who was wearing a ring that made them invisible from far away, and they just sniped people off of the bridges with a great bow. It was hilarious. I really learned that day that there are a lot of fun PvP builds you can put together that are location specific. Got the impression that guy exclusively did his hunting around here. Anyway, you want to drop down off the bridge like I just did, because you can get some Pyromancy Tome. Some Pyromancy Tome. You can get a Pyromancy Tome. Another thing to keep in mind is these skeletons, if you see them with glowing eyes, there it is, the Karthus Pyromancy Tome. If you see a skeleton with glowing eyes, when you kill them, they will get back up again. You have to kill them twice. So keep an eye out for white glowing eyes. Red glowing eyes just mean they're scary ninja skeletons. These guys will dive around, dodge, throw bleeding daggers. They're a hassle. But white glowing eyes, keep that in mind. It'll save you some trouble. So we're just looping around. We want to get everything in here because I'm real into collecting all the items. I also love setting off the traps. Middle hallway on the floor, if you see a raised square, that will trigger a trap, and the traps are exclusively flaming darts. I don't believe there are any other traps besides maybe like a hole in the ground. I'm not counting the giant boulders we're going to see made of skeletons. I don't consider those traps because they don't have triggers. I guess they have triggers. The trigger is just where you are. Those are actually more of a spell, as you're going to find out. There is a wizard skeleton in the area who is in control of those balls. Which is why I'm on the fence as to whether or not they count as traps. Anyway, we're going to dive right off here and get the drop on this jackass. And I'm going to take a lot of falling damage I wasn't really prepared for. The last character I played was spec'd so that I didn't take fall damage. I was kind of a sneaky, stealthy assassin type, so I always wore a ring that muffled my footsteps and got rid of fall damage. Name that ring in the comments below. Not part of the pop quiz, just for fun. So, the boulder is up there. I'm trying to see if I can get it on camera for you, but instead, we're going to let the boulder roll past us, and then I'm probably going to kill myself. There it goes. Nailed it. Let's pick right up where we left off. Oh no, from the beginning, here's another little secret. It's a bit of a fun little shortcut, which are always important to have. Dark Souls 1 still has the best shortcuts, and overall just the best world design. I'm a little bit torn because I think Bloodborne is really good, and also has a really nice world. Oh, here's the wizard, by the way. He wears a stupid hat. If you kill him, you could break the boulder, and there's a fun item inside the boulder. And if you just wait, the boulder will explode if you kill it. So there we go, Undead Bone Shard. A very important item to find. It increases the healing of your Estus, so you gotta get that. So anyway, excuse me. So anyway, getting our souls, getting the items, and we're just gonna finish up with this first half of the area by going this way. This is the end of the first half of the catacombs. One important thing to note here, after we kill this pile of skeletons, is that we are missing an NPC right here. There's actually supposed to be our good buddy Henri is supposed to be standing there. The reason why Henri is not here is you're supposed to go to the Cathedral of the Deep first before you pop over here. So, order of operations. If you want to make sure you bump into her, do that first. I'm, however, on a mission. I'm not here to beat the area. I'm here because I want to get an item in a different location. As you will see next episode. But for now, we gotta finish getting there. So, down these hallways, the most annoying guys you're going to deal with are the people throwing the little tiny pots that throw the seeking soul mass. But before I get the item that's down there, or maybe I already got it and died, and then this is what we picked up. We'll find out very shortly. I just want to keep on using the trap to chip away at this guy's health and finish him up. Yep, looks like I'm still going forward. So back there, where I passed all those pots, you want to go through those pots. Just be careful. If you break them, more of those seeking soul masses are going to pop out. But you will find a ring in there. It is the Karthus Milk Ring, I believe it is called, and it will make you invisible when you're dodge rolling, and increases your invincibility frames during the dodge roll, if I recall correctly. It is definitely a worthwhile ring to get. You want to get it. It's just behind where my character is, to the right, diving through all those pots. That's where you find it. Apologies that you're not going to get to see me do it. I guess I had done it already and died, and we lost that footage. Like I said, it's a tricky situation we're in with all this lost footage. I had to cut all the parts where there's video glitches and weird errors. And again, the audio just no good. So, I'm just obsessed with killing stuff using the traps in this area, so you're going to see that happen a lot. My favorite one, though, is going to rely on the not quite a trap. I'm going to use this boulder right here to great effect against a real nasty red phantom. So if you ever have trouble with this guy, Night Slayer Torsig's Red Phantom, you're going to see a handy-dandy way to take care of it. So we're going to let the boulder roll forward, we're going to dip in, dip out. That will actually trigger a bunch of rats to swarm the area, and the boulder kills them all, making for a much easier time for you. Take care of this giant rat, because otherwise he could prove to be a bit of an issue during our fight with Torsig. Just getting mauled by rats. Hate rats. Fuck rats. But before we deal with Night Slayer Torsig, let's head down here. One thing to keep in mind is keep your eye open on the ceiling. There are all of these gooey guys who drop down. If you have a flame weapon of any kind, even the torch, it will do massive damage to these guys. Normal weapons that don't have flame damage will do next to no damage. So stick with the flame-based weaponry or flame-based spells. Or just whip out your torch and poke them. It works just fine. We also got the bone wheels back from Dark Souls 1. Not nearly as scary as they were outside Pinwheel's area in Dark Souls 1, though. Those guys used to wreck me so hard. These guys much easier to dodge, in my opinion, and they don't kill you quite as readily. Or maybe I've just gotten better at Dark Souls, I don't know. I just remember screaming in fear as they tore me to pieces. I'll probably go through Dark Souls 1 for the show one day. I've gone through it so many times. But it's just such a good game. I still haven't 100%ed the achievements to that game either. Anyway, we want to go to the end of the hallway, make a left, kill all the slimes, and get the last item in here, which is the Karthus Blood Ring. Great if you're looking to do a bleed build. Anyway, at some point, I was invaded and killed, if I recall correctly, but not by Night Slayer, by another player. But we want to dip on down. While embered, you'll get Night Slayer Torsig invade. You want to run up here and just let this giant skeleton boulder do the work for you. Because Night Slayer Torsig, not too bright. And it's a really exciting place to fight him, because he's going to, every once in a while, make his way up the stairs. You want to get in some chip damage when you can. And all you have to do is be better at dodging the giant boulder than he is. Just want to continuously try and bait him into the line of fire of the boulder. Using the hallway's stairs to your advantage. Oh god, I love doing this. I'm laughing the entire time I'm doing it too, because it cracks me up doing this. Anyway, there he goes. He only has a sliver of health left, and he's dead. And doing this is actually helpful for later on. If you kill him there, you could summon him to help you fight a boss later on. Specifically, the old Demon King. So this is about where the footage is going to cut out. I was up here trying to get that last little wizard. There's a few good items up there, so you want to pop up there and get what you can. So yeah, that was the lost footage. I wanted to do this because it would have really bothered me if we just skipped right to the next episode, and it's like, what happened to the Abyss Watchers? What happened to the whole first half of the Catacombs? You didn't even meet with Sirius of the Sunless Realm. Now you got to see it, all in double speed while listening to the Dark Souls 3 soundtrack, so there you go. I apologize for this nightmare of an episode. Like I said, next week we're going to come back. Next episode, which should be Tuesday. So come Tuesday, we'll be back with a normal Dark Souls. None of this nonsense. And yeah, like I said, comment below with the answer to the pop quiz. Maybe you'll win Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 2. It's probably the weakest entry in the franchise, but it's still better than a lot of games. I still love it, that's for sure. The world building, lore, design, weaker than 1 and 3. But gameplay, I thought was great. There was a lot of good innovation with how weapons work. It was tight and focused, felt good to play. Of course, for friggin' soul memory was a huge blunder and really messed up how matchmaking in the world worked. But whatever, what are you gonna do? So, again, sorry for all this. Come back for real episodes next time. I promise something like this will only ever happen in the event of emergencies, and hopefully never again. But for now, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And congratulations to whoever won Scholar the First Hit. I hope you enjoy it, and hey, maybe we'll play together. Bye-bye, I love you.